Hey, good morning. Robert with Santa Fe Albuquerque Foodies here, and today's Chef Spotlight is featuring a very special chef by the name of Rocky Durham. Rocky is in Ukraine right now. He's a very well-known chef in Santa Fe, also very popular with local chefs, very beloved, and he and his wife Luann dropped everything and went to Ukraine to go volunteer for the war. They've been there since the beginning of it, pretty much. Rocky, we love you. We miss you very much. Before we start, I want to say that this episode is sponsored by Dashing Delivery. Dashing Delivery is Santa Fe's local food delivery service. That's dashingdelivery.com. They've been very supportive of Santa Fe Foodies and making a lot of these fun projects for me available to support local businesses. And they only support local businesses. Please go check them out, dashingdelivery.com. And without further ado, I give you, from Ukraine, Chef Rocky Durham.
Hey, Robert and Santa Fe Foodies. Greetings from Ukraine, and thanks for including me in this Chef Spotlight. Proud to participate.
Hey, Rocky. Where did you get your start?
Let's see, I started my culinary adventure a little bit accidentally, if you will. I got a summer job working at this little French place called La Froguerie, which is where the Cowgirl Hall of Fame is now, tucked away in a little corner there. And it was run by this French family, and I just got a summer job there washing dishes because a really good friend of mine was an assistant baker there. And what started off as a summer job became a 3.5-year apprenticeship with the chef from Bordeaux. And it just really put the hook in me. And from there, I went on to work in a couple other Santa Fe restaurants. I worked at El Nido for a while. Then I went to the Zia Diner, and I was at the Zia Diner for many years, which that's when I really started to love working in restaurants. What an amazing property that was. And I decided to make a commitment to the industry. So after 10 years working in kitchens, I went to Western Culinary Institute in Portland, Oregon, and got my degree in classical French technique. And then I was 24 when I graduated, and the world really opened up for me after that, culinarily speaking.
Hello, Rocky. This is Roland from Joe's Dining in Santa Fe. We miss you very much. Please tell me, who was the chef that inspired you to do all those wonderful things you do?
Let's see, one of my favorite chefs as far as being an inspirational mentor has to be John Rivera Sedler. When I was 18 or 19, I moved to Los Angeles and I really needed to get a job. There weren't many available for people with my experience. So I lied about my experience and I got this job line cooking. And I really was completely out of my depth. And in order to do some research and work and learn some things in my off hours, and this is before the internet, my father bought me one of John Rivera Sedler's books, Modern Southwest Cuisine, and I just poured over that. And I learned so much from just the beautiful photography and some of his techniques and the way he fused French technique with indigenous American ingredients and traditional New Mexican flavors and configurations was really inspirational. Later on in life, we became great friends, and I still consider him today to be a beloved brother.
Hey, Rocky. Do you miss Santa Fe restaurants, and which is your favorite?
Well, of course I miss Santa Fe restaurants, but it would be unfair to pick out just one. What I really miss about Santa Fe and dining is the restaurant community in Santa Fe. What a wonderful treasure that is for our community to have. And I think all of my fellow chefs and servers and bartenders and dishwashers and everyone who works in the restaurant world there would agree with me that we are just totally blessed to have such a community and such quality in the small town that is Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Hey, Rocky, we miss you in Santa Fe. Thank you for all you're doing.
Hey, Rocky, what's your favorite New Mexican meal?
When it comes to specific New Mexican food in Santa Fe, New Mexico, I think a lot of natives like myself will answer that question because of a lot of history that we have with the restaurant, or nostalgia, or family connection, or tradition within our family. There's a number of those properties that I have. Tia Sophia's stands out. My father loved that property. And if you ever go into Tia Sophia's, when you're standing there looking at the cash register, if you go down on the left-hand side, you'll notice a booth that has a little metal plaque on the back, and it says Bart's booth. And Bart was my dad, and they dedicated that booth to him when he passed away. So that has to be right up there at the top of my list.
What advice do you have for aspiring home cooks?
when it comes to advice for home cooks, first of all, you have to understand that cooking in a professional arena and cooking at home are two completely different things. And being a chef in a restaurant and being a great cook at home, or being a great cook, period, are completely different skill sets altogether. But advice that I would have for home cooks is try and get yourself organized. Keep your stations clean, clear up the clutter, clean as you go, wash your dishes. Sometimes I see these videos and clips that people post from home, and your kitchens are a disaster. It's an embarrassment. Keep that stuff clean. In a professional situation, if I saw your board cluttered like that, I would make you stop immediately, clean up your station, then get back to work, because a cluttered station is a cluttered mind. But also there's a lot to be learned from making lists, to plan your work and then work your plan. So make an order, make a list not of just what you're going to do, but the order in which you're going to do them, because you'll see that there's a logical progression. Some things that need to go in the oven first and have to be in there for a while might need to be accomplished first, or maybe something has to be thawed, or maybe something has to come up to room temperature. But look over your entire operation before you start cooking, and you can avoid a lot of mistakes and streamline your cooking experience.
Hi, Rocky. Sending you so much love from Santa Fe. It's Dave and Heather. Keep up the great work.
Hey there, Rock. So we want to ask you, what are some special things that you've learned about Ukrainian cuisine since you've been there? We miss you.
Miss you.
One of the real interesting things about Ukrainian food has less to do with necessarily the configurations, although there are very traditional recipes. This is an ancient culture here, ancient culture as well, that goes back to pre-Christian times. But one thing that really makes the food unique is the ingredients that are grown here. And pretty much everything you get as far as meats and dairy and vegetables and fruits are grown here in Ukraine. So number one, it's very seasonal. Not that you can't get avocados and citrus fruit or whatever, but the majority of the food that we eat is very seasonal, and it's grown in the dirt here, which is just black and rich with nutrients. So everything here has so much flavor. The potatoes and the onions and garlic have really given me a new appreciation to what great produce is like. Sometimes in the past, even with access to really great produce, you kind of take things like potatoes for granted, or you just like, is it starchy or is it waxy? And that's kind of the end of the story. But here it's serious business, but the ingredients in Ukraine are really exceptional. Thank you, Robert, and thank you, Santa Fe Foodies, for remembering us out here in Ukraine. I just feel totally blessed to participate in this remotely and to be remembered by such a wonderful community. So thank you very much. Slava Ukraini.
Hey, Rocky, thank you so much for participating in this segment of Chef Spotlight. Thanks for your patience. It took some time for me to put it together. We miss you and Lynn very much. Thank you to everybody else who participated as well. And if you want to join the newsletter, we have Albuquerque Foodies, which is abqfoodies.com, and we have santafefoodiesnm.com. Lots of cool stuff coming up. Thanks to my patron supporters for supporting the growth of everything. And Happy New Year, and let's eat.